Hello everybody. We had discussed earlier regarding glycolysis. Now in this presentation we will discuss regarding regulation of glycolysis. As you all know, glycolysis is nothing but conversion of glucose to pyruvate in anaerobic condition and conversion of glucose to lactate in anaerobic condition. Okay. Glycolysis consists of 10 steps. In the 10 steps of glycolysis, 3 steps are reversible steps. The 3 reversible steps I have mentioned here, and the regulation of glycolysis takes place at the 3 reversible steps. Okay. 3 irreversible steps, sorry. There are totally 10 steps in glycolysis. In that, 3 are irreversible steps, and the regulation of glycolysis takes place at these 3 irreversible steps. Now let us discuss one by one how the regulation of glycolysis takes place at these 3 irreversible steps. The first step is the first reaction of the glycolysis, that is conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate catalyzed by enzyme hexokinase in all the tissues, and in hepatic cells glucokinase is the enzyme which catalyzes the conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. Sorry, hexokinase is inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, hexokinase is catalyzing the conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. The product form is inhibiting the enzyme. So this type of inhibition is called as feedback inhibition. Okay, and glucokinase, where it is active in the liver when the concentration of glucose is high and when insulin is released. Okay. There are two things which will induce the enzyme glucokinase. Glucokinase is an inducible enzyme. So glucokinase is induced, is excited by high concentration of glucose and insulin. And whenever there is a high concentration of glucose in blood, then only it will be transported to liver. There glucokinase will be active. Okay. Whenever there is high concentration of glucose, insulin will be released from beta pancreatic cells. So this is the way how the regulation of glycolysis takes place at the first irreversible step of glycolysis. Now coming to second step, second enzyme, that is conversion of fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate catalyzed by enzyme phosphofructokinase 1 PFK1. It is abbreviated as PFK1. PFK1 is an allosteric enzyme. What do you mean by allosteric enzyme? Allosteric enzyme means it has two sites. One, it has active site, one is other than the active site. So at the allosteric site, allosteric modulators will bind. Allosteric modulators are of two types. They may be activators or inhibitors. Allosteric activator activates the enzyme, allosteric inhibitor inhibits the enzyme activity. So phosphofructokinase 1 is an allosteric enzyme to which allosteric effectors will bind. So allosteric effectors like ATP, citrate, H plus, excess hydrogen ion concentration, these are allosteric inhibitors. Whenever the concentration of ATP, citrate and hydrogen ion concentration increases in the cell, then the glycolysis will be inhibited by inhibition of enzyme phosphofructokinase 1. So you can understand when there is a high energy state in the body, the concentration of ATP, citrate and H plus ion increases. So at that time there is no need of glycolysis because glycolysis is a catabolic pathway where energy is released. Okay, when already there is more energy in the form of ATP, then there is no need of energy. That's why glycolysis will be blocked. Okay, whereas fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, ADP, AMP and inorganic phosphate, these are allosteric activators of phosphofructokinase 1. Okay, see the concentration of fructose 2,6-bisphosphate and high concentration of ADP, AMP, this condition will be there in the low energy state. So at this time energy is required in the cell, that's why glycolysis will take place and these effectors will activate phosphofructokinase 1. and this is the crucial rate limiting enzyme or rate limiting step of glycolysis. Now coming to the last enzyme, that is pyruvate kinase, which catalyzes conversion of phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate. Phosphoenol pyruvate is an high energy compound. So this enzyme is regulated, which in turn affects the glycolysis. Okay. See, this pyruvate kinase is inhibited by ATP and activated by fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. ATP again in high energy state, glycolysis will be blocked, and in low energy state, that is when glucose is converted to fructose 6 phosphate and then fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, this has to be converted into pyruvate. That's why pyruvate kinase will be activated. Okay. Pyruvate kinase is active in dephosphorylated state. Okay. See, the activity of enzymes will be regulated by phosphorylation and dephosphorylation. Here, pyruvate kinase will be active when it is dephosphorylated and inactive in phosphorylated state. If pyruvate kinase is active, means the phosphate group from the enzyme is removed. To make it inactive, it has to be phosphorylated again. So, here pyruvate kinase is inactivated by phosphorylation, which is brought up by cyclic AMP dependent protein kinase. Protein kinase will make pyruvate kinase inactive by phosphorylating pyruvate kinase. When it will do? When there is presence of hormone glucagon. Okay. Glucagon inhibits hepatic glycolysis by this mechanism. Which mechanism? By inhibiting pyruvate kinase. How it will inhibit pyruvate kinase? By phosphorylating pyruvate kinase. Pyruvate kinase will be inactive when it is dephosphorylated. When it is phosphorylated. Okay, and active when it is dephosphorylated. So glucagon is an hyperglycemic hormone. It will increase the concentration of glucose in the blood, whereas insulin is an hypoglycemic hormone, so it will decrease the concentration of glucose in blood. So glucagon, one of the mechanism how it increases the concentration of glucose in blood is it will inhibit hepatic glycolysis. Because of that, glucose will not get lysed into pyruvate or lactate, and concentration of glucose increases in the blood. Okay. I hope regulation is clear. You have to remember, out of 10 steps in glycolysis, 3 steps are irreversible, and at these 3 steps regulation of glycolysis is done. Okay, you have to remember the reaction, enzymes and inhibitors and activators. Among these 3, the second one, that is phosphofructokinase 1 catalyzed reaction, is very important and rate determining step in the glycolysis. Okay. Hope the regulation of glycolysis is clear. In the next part, we will discuss about regulation of TCA cycle.